Star spot for a smorgasbord of information from RecallGavin2020.com in a tasty, non-caloric, gluten-free bite. It's Friday night at the French Laundry with Chef Oren Heatley, maitre d' Mike Netter, and head cashier Randy Economy.
All the leaves are brown.
Well, good evening, everybody, all the way from the international border up to Oregon. It's Friday nights at the French Laundry. The show sponsored by RecallGavin2020.com.
I'm on the air.
And I'm accompanied tonight by Randy and Oren. As always, this is the cuisine is California politics, and the main entree, the recall of our not-so-fabulous governor, Gavin Newsom. Happy to be accompanied in my restaurant tonight by Randy Economy and Oren Heatley, who's cooking it up. How you guys doing tonight?
I think we're doing pretty darn good.
Well, I hope so.
I think we are. I think we've got some hot things on the menu tonight.
I know we do. Oren, I understand you've had a pretty hot week out there, haven't you?
I have. I've spent a little bit of time at our state capitol. I'm going back there again on Tuesday, and I'd like anybody and everybody to join me at the Capitol to help support our battle to fight back against some unlawful things that the legislature is trying to get through that are going to change the Constitution and how we do business in California.
Oren, for those that weren't listening last week or haven't been keeping up, explain not only why you went to the state capitol, but why you're going back. There's been a lot of film clips about it, but let's talk about that as we open our show, because I think that's really important.
It is probably one of the most important things that people need to stand up and pay attention to in our state to happen in a long time. Senator Josh Newman, who was recalled from the 29th district and replaced by the voters, voted him out of his office, and then he went and that was in 2018. Then he went and ran again in 2020, and somehow, by hook or by crook, he won his seat back. Ever since that time, he's made it his personal vendetta. He says it's not sour grapes, but we all know it's very clear what his agenda is, to erode the recall process. One of the things that is near and dear to the electoral process in our country is the secret ballot. It's a secret ballot for good reason. We can't allow the politicians, the opposition, to become aware of how people vote or how they put their name on a ballot or a petition, because it would give them access to our personal data, personal information, access into our lives. And we've seen with this governor exactly what they would do with that information, with what he's done with my personal information, yours, Mike and Randy's, and other people that are involved in this recall. And he's taken our personal information and weaponized it in the media with his opposition team to launch a smear campaign to try and damage the credibility of the recall movement itself, which isn't going to happen. We're standing proud, standing strong. And, even though we're under attack right now, we knew that something like this was going to happen. It's just predictable. It's predictable politics. And this is why we need to take these steps to prevent these people from passing SB 660 and SB 663. SB 663 is probably the most concerning because it would grant access to our personal and private information to the target of a recall, which is what all of the laws are put in place. Government Code 6523.5 or 53.5 I'll look that code up in just a second, but that code is in place to prevent exactly what these guys are trying to do. And, we need people's support. Folks, we have some steep challenges ahead of us. We have some legal battles that we're going to need to fight. And Mike can attest, Randy can attest, we have literally depleted all of our resources to this battle and getting the petitions signed, getting the signatures in. And it's been a long road, but we were able to do it. But it's been expensive, and we've literally depleted all of the funding that we have. We are, believe me, folks, we're very judicious in the way we spend money. We are good stewards of the donations that we bring in. We're 100% transparent. We're 99.9999% all volunteer, non-paid folks working on this endeavor. We have 2 paid employees, and that's it. So you couldn't get a better bang for your buck. But where does that money go? It goes into this radio show, in the exchange of information. It goes into advertising, our social media, our website. We've gotten kicked off of 3 email servers in recent times because big tech is at war with us and they're censoring us. So we literally had to go out and pay top dollar for a service to provide an email service for us that will carry the large load of emails that we have, and that's extremely expensive. So we do need help from the public with legal fees and these other costs associated with running this campaign. It goes without saying the opposition has opened their war chest and to engage in this attack, this personal attack and smear campaign against me and our team. And we need your support to help fight back. So we're in a true battle between good and evil right now. And right now, evil has the upper hand financially. And it's important that we all pull our resources. And, you can make donations at recallgavin2020.com. They're very valuable. We count on your donations, and we want your donations to count. So it's important that your donations go to the official recall committee. And that's the committee led by myself and Mike and Randy, recallgavin2020.com.
Thanks, Orrin. And let's stress something else, too. Tonight's show, we've got John Phillips and Sam Pardes. We have to stand up for our rights. Randy, you've gone through quite a series of interviews this week, and you're going to be talking to John Phillips in a few seconds. But radio is one of the last things we have to express ourselves without the worry of oppression, if you will, by the big machine, be it social media, be it the email servers which shut us down, etc. And this sounds so funny to talk about it in free America, but it's happening out there. And it's we need to continue to do something about it. The recall is about the conversation we're trying to have in California about our state, not about the people that started the recall. And I want to remind everybody out there that the definition of oppression is crushing all opposition at any cost. And that's what Gavin and his team are trying to do with us, both financially and both with words, but they're not talking about those issues that Gavin and his team are not continuing to fix on the state. What do you think, Randy?
Well, I think that's right. You made some very, very keen observations there, Mike. And the fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, when we go to vote in this fall, there's going to be one question on the ballot. Shall Gavin Newsom be recalled? It shouldn't say, shall Gavin Newsom be recalled because Orrin Heatley, Mike Netter, and Randy Economy said so. It's because the people put it on the ballot. And I think he is in complete overdrive. He is manipulating members of the media with stories and private information about your life, Mike, and my life, and Orrin's life that will be splashed across headlines next week. It'll be a sensational planned media attack on us. But we're tough, and the people are tough, and the ones who have worked so hard with us every single day for the past year to get this thing on the ballot. These are the ones who are we the people are standing up to the politicians, and sometimes the politicians work too closely with the media. And I know John Phillips is coming on a little bit, and I have so much respect for him as the political editor of the Orange County Register, and as a columnist, and as a talk radio show host, and also as a dear friend. And I think he will put a really good perspective in regards to the swamp-like creatures that exist in the media and also exist in politics. And I think what we're seeing right now is tragically a Category 5 hurricane that is in the process of being attacked and unleashed upon the people of the recall. And, we're ready for it. We're tough. We are tough individuals.
Yes, we are. We're going to be rolling to break here, and I want to remind everybody of a couple things. One, please call in at 1-800-222-5222. This show is about your voice. And the reason Orrin, Randy, and myself, along with others, have put ourselves out there is to be the voice of the people. And you cannot oppress the voice of the people, Gavin, much as you try. 1-800-222-5222. This is KABC Radio. Recall Gavin, 2020.com. Friday nights at the French Laundry. Get fired up, call in, contribute, and John Phillips is up next.
To be indoor eaters, they are more contagious after all. They're mouth breathers. Just tell them it's important to follow all the law. How any violation...
KABC, dependable traffic right now. Major wreck in the Sepulveda Pass 405 freeway northbound past Mulholland Drive. Multi-car accident. At least 2, possibly 3 lanes are now shut down on the right side. A lot of tow trucks being summoned. A couple of cars pretty heavily damaged. And so traffic is extra slow north 405 through the Sepulveda Pass out of West LA. 210 freeway westbound at the 2 freeway interchange, a crash. Several cars in an accident there. And also South LA 110 freeway southbound at MLK, a crash, right lane blocked at last check. That's dependable traffic. I'm Richard Turnage, AM 790 KABC.
Introducing touch-free payments from PayPal, a safe way for your customers to pay. Simply download the PayPal app and display your own unique QR code for your customers to scan. Whether you're a market seller,
I'll take 2 tomatoes and a cucumber.
poodle pamperer, piano tuner, or plumber. Signing up to accept touch-free payments for your business is easy. Touch-free QR code payments. Shop safe with PayPal.
Got a new puppy or want to spoil the ones you already love? Shop online at Chewy. Find food, beds, prescriptions, and more. We've got everything you need to make them happy. Plus, you get fast free shipping on orders over $49. Visit Chewy.com today.
Get the education you need for the future you want. If you're serious about your success, apply today. Visit rmu.edu to learn more. Robert Morris University. Get ready.
Ben Shapiro.
If you want to go forward as a country, you have to stop lumping every single person together with the worst aspects of the other side.
What does America think?
It's brilliant! Ben Shapiro, weekday afternoons at 3, just before Dan Bongino on AM 790 KABC. You've only had an appetizer. This is your Friday night at the French Laundry with Chef Orrin Heatley, maitre d' Mike Netter, and head cashier Randy Economy.
Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication.
And we're back. Yes, that's right. We're back, but we never really went anywhere, unlike we hope Gavin Newsom goes somewhere soon. We're waiting for John Phillips, who's wandering around the horizon somewhere, but I want to give a little rant right now and be clear on a couple things. First off, why 663 probably will not affect those of you that signed the Newsom recall. Let's be clear here. But it obviously seems to be done by an intimidation tactic where they want to make you scared to sign a recall. I also find it very interesting that of all the things wrong with the state of California today, really? This is the bill you're talking about right now? A bill that would make sure the proponents of recall, politicians that we don't like, that they can see the name who signed so they can maybe do something about it? Doesn't it seem that California is so much about politics and not about the people? I say that quite often, but as those of you that saw me on the town hall this week, I was really ticked off about that because of all the things wrong with California, of all the things that we need to fix, including Gavin Newsom. That's the bill that they're talking about right now.
There's a good reason they're bringing this bill up right now because on the 29th of April, Gavin Newsom enters into a 30-day or a 45-day period where he can coax, coerce, or intimidate people to sign a form which would rescind their signature from the recall. So this is why it's so suspect why they're pushing this bill forward right now. These are bills that Josh Newman had authored, once before, and the governor vetoed them when they got to his desk. I would ask, that you're right, Mike, it doesn't affect this recall as it's written right now. There is no urgency clause. They won't have access to the personal information on the recall Newsom petition. But what it does is it's sort of psychological warfare where it intimidates those who have signed it, and it gives them the impression that he might be able to gain access to this. We had Don Parada, who's the chair of Stop the Steal, and it's the opposition to this recall, and he filed or sent an open letter to us. And Randy, Mike, you're going to maybe read that letter on air. I don't know if you
I am going to read it on the air in just a bit. I was kind of saving that thunder a bit, but Orrin?
Yeah, but you got to remember Parada was, part of the swamp creatures in Sacramento for decades, and he's a lobbyist now. So here we have a former politician in Parada. So here we have Don Parada leading this move to go ahead and get all the signatures rescinded through a legalized statute in the election law, and Don Parada is the problem. It's the Don Paradas of the world who have tarnished and poisoned the political system in California for decades. For generations, this man has tried to live off the dole, and he continues to do so. So anybody who falls into the trap of supporting Don Parada, politician Don Parada, against the people's recall, it's defeating the purpose of the recall.
Absolutely. And you know what, Orrin? The cook has motivated the maitre d' here, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and read something. And Mike from Santa Clara will get to you in a second. First off, this was a letter sent to the recall this week. I'm not going to read it all because it's a little bit long here. It was paid for. Are you guys ready for this? Is everybody out there ready for this? Paid for by Stop the Steal California. I thought Stop the Steal was a bad slogan, but let's put that down. I mean, can't they at least get a new marketing department at Newsom's camp? But let's put that down, all right? It was addressed to ourselves and Rescue California. Dear Mr. Heatley, he was cordial at the beginning, Orrin, I got to hand that to him. Stop the Steal California is a citizen-led effort, independent from political party politics. We contend, that was mine, by the way. We contend that this recall election is expensive and unnecessary, especially in light of an election already mere months away. I guess 18 months is mere months away. But now, here's the best part. We hope that I'll agree, California, there's full transparency. This is what I love. According to the Public Information and Meetings Constitutional Amendment of 2004, to that end, and the interest of full public access, We are requesting that your committee, our committee, the one that sponsors the show, immediately release copies of all recall petitions you have submitted to county registers and the Secretary of State. Our committee...
Talking out of your ass, Don.
Yeah, but wait, let me get my thunder before the break here. Our committee will pay for the cost of making copies and are prepared to move forward with legal action. I'm scared. Seeking transparency disclosure if copies of the petitions are not made available. We'll hope you will take this as a good faith effort. BS. Sorry,
I think
Senators.
Don needs to. I think Senator Parada, retired, needs to fall back under his rock.
Sincerely. He was still polite. Don Parada, Chair, State Senate Pro Tem. Now, I got to rant for 1 second. Sorry, guys. I know you hate when I do this, but a couple different things here. Hey, Don, the Transparency Act you're talking about was originally designed for Duke Majan voted on way back when, so we could see a governor's calendar, if you look it up, because I did in 2004. It just so happens we can't see Newsom's calendar because we've asked for it a few times. But let's put that down for a second. Hey, Don, if you want to come on this radio show and explain how the heck you can dare send us a letter threatening us with legal action, asking us to do something illegal, because guess what, Don? We don't keep copies of them because we're not supposed to under state law. Okay, I'm done. Whew. So that is just ridiculous that, again, of course they're not associated with the Democratic Party because, Don, the fact that you were a former senator, I got to take a call just to cool off a little bit. We got a couple from Santa Clarita. I want to start with Mike from Santa Clarita who says billions are wasted by Newsom. Enough reason.
Clear something up before we jump to Mike. California Government Code 6253.5 makes Don's request unlawful.
Order up.
Again, he's just talking out of his ass.
Dorn, that deserves a ring of the bell.
No, we only ring the bell when people donate. And
if somebody doesn't donate, wait, you've got to. Somebody has to donate any amount of money right now because the fact, Orrin, look up a code. Help us out here. We're still going to Mike from Santa Clarita. Mike on line 1, you say billions wasted. Talk to us. Which billions are you referring to?
The reason I signed the petition to recall was because I saw his mismanagement of the unemployment ripoff in the COVID situation. I haven't heard much about it lately, but I understand it's to the tune of I don't know how many billions of dollars we were ripped off by these criminals and these gangs or whatever who the heck they are, who fraudulently took away from the taxpayers of California, who are the highest. We have the highest tax rate of almost any state in the whole country.
But we have the best paid prisoners anywhere.
But my question is, what was the final tally on that? Did they get any of that money back? I think I would
31
for that.
$31 billion. And that translates out, you put it in perspective, that translates out to 62,000 single-family homes at the tune of $500,000 each.
And, Mike, that's a good point. Orrin, thank you for breaking that down per home. Orrin's on fire tonight. But let me also add something else here. That same reporter who talks Scott Rod that I talk about a lot also had put out another article. You'll love this, Mike. Not only did we waste $31 billion that we don't know where it is, but we also spent another $50 billion with Deloitte Touche to improve the call center so nobody can get through to find out where their $600 is. That $50 million is about the cost of a special election. Go ahead, Mike.
There's your recall right there. And if they focused on that as being the purpose for the recall, I don't think there'd be a problem. I think he would be recalled, but there has to be an education process here.
Mike, we absolutely agree with you, and that's what one reason we're trying to do is keep the focus on the issues. Gavin's camp with all their money, right, which is why we keep saying help keep us on the air. Gavin's camp with all their money wants to talk about me, Orrin, Randy, people that have collected signatures, the apparently 2.1 million people that all must be not great individuals because they signed the recall. You're absolutely right. We have to keep the focus on it. We have to keep the focus on the ineptness, the possible graft, and I'm saying possible here, but it sure looks like so many things are wrong with this state that Gavin won't address. Wouldn't you agree, Mike?
And that's the reason I signed the recall.
Mike, thank you very much. I've got about 24 seconds to break. Thank you for calling. Really appreciate it. We'll get to the next callers after. Hopefully we'll find John Phillips. But remember, we want you to call in. We want you to donate. 1-800-222-5222. I've got another special date to announce after the break, so we want you to keep on listening. Remember, recallgavin2020.com. Make Orrin work his arms tonight and ring that bell. Keep us on the air all over California, streaming around the country. KABC Friday nights at the French Laundry.
Can't be trusted to be indoor eaters. They are more contagious after all, they're mouth breathers. Just tell them it's important to follow all the law.
AM 790.
KABC. KABC News at 7:30. I'm Sharon Reardon. Good evening. Demonstrators are marching tonight in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota for a sixth consecutive night protesting the death of 20-year-old Dante Wright. Wright was shot and killed accidentally by Officer Kim Potter during a traffic stop on Sunday. She's been charged with second-degree manslaughter in his death. Weddings, fundraisers, and other private events are now able to resume at reduced capacity. California Association for Private Events President Amy Elkatekin says guidelines for the private event industry were released this week.
So what the guidelines have done is they've given us a light at the end of the tunnel. They've reinstilled the consumer confidence.
The industry has 93,000 small businesses and 3 million employees in California and generates $10 billion each year. KABC Sports, the Clippers lost to the 76ers in Philly 103-106, and that's sports on the home of the USC Trojans. The markets closed in the green. The Dow gained 164, Nasdaq gained 13, and the S&P 500 picked up 15 points.
Right now at Wendy's, you can get a bacon double stack, 4-piece crispy or spicy nuggets, fries, and a drink in the $5 biggie bag. That's 2 fresh beef patties, Applewood smoked bacon, and juicy chicken, all for just $5. Secure the bag with the most value. Get the biggie bag. Price and participation may vary.
News sponsored by Wendy's. KABC SoCal weather, clear for now, low clouds and fog after midnight, lows in the low to mid 50s, mostly cloudy in the morning, clearing to sunny skies. Highs in the 60s at the beaches, mid to upper 70s for the inland and valley areas. Currently, it's 65 degrees in Brea, 67 in Burbank, and it's 60 degrees in Brentwood. The 25K weekday payday is back on 790 KABC. Listen every hour weekdays between 8 a.m. and 5:30 for your shot at $100 and possibly $25,000 right here on 790 KABC. Traffic is next, and then more Friday night at the French Laundry.
KABC, dependable traffic right now. 134 freeway westbound of the 2 freeway interchange in Glendale. Crash sorting out. Carpool lane block. Traffic is slow as you make your way into that area. And also reported 405 freeway southbound at Mulholland, a crash. In fact, this is a continuing SIG alert. Couple of lanes shut down on the right side. And traffic really slowing now from about Sunset Boulevard, northbound 405. Southbound side, as we've been saying on this Friday, it's slow from the pass all the way to the airport area. Also, 101 freeway southbound before the 4-level downtown, a stalled car just reported. That's dependable traffic. I'm Richard Turnage, AM 790 KABC.
Macy's Star Money Bonus Days are happening now. It's a special time when Star Rewards members earn bonus points and get to their next reward faster. You'll get $10 in Star Money for every $50 spent with a Macy's card, or $10 for every $100 spent as a bronze member. Shop spring styles and get rewarded with Star Money. Now through April 18th, Macy's Star Rewards. It's how we love you back. Visit Macys.com/Star Money for exclusions and details.
Introducing touch-free payments from PayPal, a safe way for your customers to pay. Simply download the PayPal app and display your own unique QR code for your customers to scan. Whether you're a market seller,
I'll take 2 tomatoes and a cucumber.
poodle pamperer, piano tuner, or plumber, signing up to accept touch-free payments for your business is easy. Touch-free QR code payments. Shop safe with PayPal.
Everyone should have a chance to make a difference. Connecting good people with great causes is what Project Shine is all about.
Go to KABC.com now to connect with Project Shine. It's Friday night at the French Laundry. On the menu tonight, A Better California with Executive Chef Orrin Heatley, Maitre d' Mike Netter, and the wise cashier, Randy Economy.
Welcome back, everybody, to Friday Nights at the French Laundry. Orrin. Randy.
I am right here.
Okay.
I have exciting news. I'm going to ring the bell one more time because I did it too close to the break last time. But Andrea in Citrus Heights, thank you so much for your kind donation. And I would like to point out Tim in Culver City, right down there near KABC. Thank you as well. And we had one more come in as I'm talking with you folks. Actually, two more. We have Jennifer Camarillo. Jennifer and Camarillo, thank you so much. God bless you folks. You are helping keep the lights on. Caroline in Castro Valley. We have, you realize these donations are coming in all over the state, folks. This is a statewide show. People are not just listening down in LA. We are reaching a broader audience than that. And I just want to say it's extremely gratifying, and thank you so much for your generous donations. Mike, back to you.
And that's what we keep saying. We are funding a fight here, everybody. And I've said this before. The Democrats are going to, and I don't want to say the Democrats, I'm going to say Gavin's side. Because the reality is the people of California need to be stood up for. And it's not even the Democrats anymore, not even the liberals. You've got to understand it's a really small group of people, a small group of people that have taken over our state government. Get your arms around this for a second. Gavin Newsom has picked a senator, a secretary of state, and an attorney general all in the last 3 months. Your rights are being taken away. Why, Don Peretta? Can we not wait for the next election? Because apparently Gavin doesn't think we need elections. He really doesn't. He just thinks as long as he's in office, he is going to pick officials. Randy?
He does, and I mean that's the sad part. That's the state of the union that we have here, or the state of state of confusion, as we like to say. And again, the campaign is we are going. This next week is going to be an amazing week because this is going to be the week that the Secretary of State, that Shirley Weber, is going to make a formal announcement that we have made history and we have crossed the threshold and we have met the minimum requirement of signatures that to qualify for this election.
And that's
so again,
yeah,
it's a big week we have coming up. And again, politicians are not in charge of the people. It's the other way around, man. It's got to be. It's always got to be that way. We got to keep saying it over and over and over again.
And that's the date I was telling you now. The 29th is the official kind of certification date. However, there is a report due Monday. Flock to our website. We'll put it up as soon as we know. On April 19th, it is the 10th report by the Secretary of State, and I've already seen the form that gets sent out to the counties. We may actually have enough validated signatures, and you think Gavin is nervous now? He's going to get really nervous fairly quickly. Why don't we go to Tim from Santa Clara real quick here on line 3. Tim?
Hey, Mike, how's it going?
Good. It's the Special Ops Wheelchair Warrior. Tim, how you doing?
Doing all right. Hey, I was on that call last Monday. Orrin was there and a few other folks were there that I know. And other folks were outside and they couldn't even get in to speak to oppose these SB 660 and SB 663. I was on the phone and I was able to get in on this hokey phone system that they had. When I called in, they gave me a number, and then when they started calling out numbers, it was a completely different number. So that was just the most bizarre thing I've ever heard or seen as far as any kind of, I don't know, hearing, if you want to call it that. It just was not right on how the state dealt with the whole thing, too.
Tim, I can speak to part of that, and I know for a fact, talking to insiders that I know at the Capitol, the Elections Committee chose that hearing room because it was one of the it's literally the smallest room in the Capitol for hearings. And, they limited the number of people that could go into 5. And, when you have people cramming into jets, Southwest Airlines up and down the state, they cram 100 people into a small aircraft, and that's allowable, but we can only allow 5 people into a room that fits 50. Andrea is a good friend of the recall campaign, and she was there. She's been down at the Capitol daily fighting for our rights as citizens, and I just want to say this is something that we have lost sight of, and we need to re-engage these legislatures and let them know they have our attention. And we're not going to just let them run ramshot over us again by limiting the size of the audience that gets to confront them and silence us into submission. That's just not going to happen.
Well, that's kind of go ahead, Tim.
No, the whole experience was just terrible in all. It was, I don't know. And I've been to a number of different board meetings and such. In fact, I was on a board at one time. That's my first involvement with politics was about 14 years ago. But yeah, I've never heard or seen anything like this. And that telephone system was just the worst. And I've heard a number of complaints about that whole system, and the moderation was just it was garbage as far as I was concerned. There was a number of people online that was wanting to oppose SB 663. In fact, there's a number of people calling in prior to that, trying to oppose of it. Unfortunately, they're out of turn, so I don't think that counted. But yeah, I don't believe that our voices were heard properly.
Tim, this might come as a shock. I don't know that they wanted to be heard. They want to know who signed the recall, so they not this one, but other recalls, so they can stop you from having a voice. But the reality is, our state government needs to recognize that we have rights. And I think that's really one of the biggest problems is you have the right as a citizen to speak up at one of these type meetings. They don't want you. And Orrin, you've got a great point. They pick the smallest meeting room. They try to slip it through on a Monday, Tuesday when no one's paying attention. While there's lots of other things going on, they try to slip bills through. And then they don't put through things which are important to the state. And you know what? The press should really cover that more than they do. I think the fact that they spend so much time covering personalities, and we appreciate it, by the way, as facetious as we may be about it in the recall, but everybody out there, how about really getting in depth of some of the personalities of the people that are governing our state, stopping rights a little bit that we have as citizens to speak up?
Well, yeah, and another thing, Mike, is you have to remember Don Perrotta is a lobbyist, and he's right now he is one of the biggest swamp monsters in Sacramento and has been for decades, like I said. And for him to continue to be now basically a lapdog for Gavin Newsom is absolutely, it's farcical. And I don't know how many times we need to say that. So I want to see how far this thing goes on. But again,
we are on top of this campaign. The people are on top of this campaign. We're not going to let anything happen to this recall. So I know that a lot of people are saying, gosh, this thing's going to go ahead and change and we're going to have a lot of problems and on and on and on. No, it has nothing to do with this recall. It has something to do to be able to shut up the people from down the road from participating in the recall process, to be honest with you. And that's just not going to stand. And I don't even know if it'd stand in a courtroom, to be honest with you.
It probably won't. Oren, we're going to roll the break in a bit. Do we have any orders that are up?
We absolutely do. I just want to ring the bell 3 times here. All right, and getting right to it, we have Patrick in the city of Arnold. Patrick, thank you so much for your donation. God bless. Erica, city of Hermosa Beach. Erica,
nice.
Thank you. That is going to go a long way to help us. God bless you. Thank you so much for your generous donation, as well as Nancy in San Francisco. And Nancy, I recognize the name. You've already given once, and we appreciate it again. God bless you. And everybody for helping keep the lights on and keep this momentum going forward.
And we're going to get to our callers on hold after the break. We're still searching for John Phillips. We know he's on the road somewhere. Remember, everybody out there, this show, Friday Nights at the French Laundry, is your voice. This is your show. Call into us at 1-800-222, Oren, finish it. Or not.
I was on mute. 1-800-222-5222.
Obviously, we practice this too much. So, call in Friday Nights at the French Laundry all over California, streaming around the country. I'll say it, 1-800-222-5222, sponsored, recall, Gavin2020.com. Come dine with us.
It wasn't me. You said we can't be super spreading. It wasn't me. So I missed my brother's wedding.
KABC dependable traffic right now. 134 freeway westbound at Figueroa Street in Eagle Rock. An accident. Left side of the freeway has been shut down for a time. Up ahead, 134 westbound at the 2 freeway. A crash as we've been reporting. All in all, the westbound side of the 134 from Pasadena heading toward Glendale. Big delays still in effect at this hour. And a continuing SIG alert in the Sepulveda Pass 405 freeway northbound past Mulholland Drive. Multi-car crash earlier. It looks like now may be in the clearing stages, but at last check, a couple lanes shut down, and northbound 405, it's definitely still extra slow from West LA. That's dependable traffic. I'm Richard Turnage, AM 790 KABC.
Diabetes. Dairyland is getting to your first job land. It's leather and chrome land. It's babies on board land. Wherever you are in life, Dairyland is affordable auto and motorcycle insurance for you land.
Introducing touch-free payments from PayPal, a safe way for your customers to pay. Simply download the PayPal app and display your own unique QR code for your customers to scan. Whether you're a market seller,
I'll take 2 tomatoes and a cucumber,
poodle pamperer, piano tuner, or plumber, signing up to accept touch-free payments for your business is easy. Touch-free QR code payments. Shop safe with PayPal.
Rolling up our sleeves to get things done. That's what we do in Santa Clara County. The COVID vaccine is a great example. It's a safe, effective way to protect yourself and others. And it's free. So roll up your sleeve against COVID-19. At Santa Clara Family Health Plan, we hope you'll get the shot to keep everyone healthy. Learn more at www.scfhp.com/COVIDvax. That's www.scfhp.com/COVIDvax.
This week at Macy's, get all set for spring with fresh sandals and sneakers, 40% off 2 or more pairs, and 30% off 1 pair. Add the perfect finishing touch with sparkling fine jewelry, 45 to 60% off. And get our lowest prices of the season on furniture, mattresses, and rugs, 20 to 65% off. Plus, Macy's Star Rewards members earn on every purchase except gift cards, services, and fees. More at Macys.com/Star Rewards. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
The 25K weekday payday on AM 790 KABC is back. Listen for the national keyword between 8 and 6 for your shot at $100 and possibly much more. 25,000 more. Full rules at KABC.com. You've only had an appetizer. This is your Friday night at the French Laundry with Chef Oren Heatley, maitre d' Mike Netter, and head cashier Randy Economy.
Welcome back, everybody, to our virtual restaurant. The cuisine's about California politics. The main entree is always the recall of Gavin Newsom. Well, like Gavin, issues, scandals, and problems with the state of California, our callers are backing up too. Why don't we go to line 2 a little bit and talk to our favorite recall groupie who's been on hold for quite a while.
Hi, I'm here. Hi, guys. How are you?
Doing good.
Magdalena. Yay. Listen, I want to say I've been listening to John Phillips all week, and I think it's amazing what it is. I mean, KBC is the bomb. I just want to say, John Phillips, when you get on, you have my vote. He's just great. I've been listening to it like all week. And they not only been on here, but, the Black Republic, whatever, but I'm just really glad that you all are doing this because, you know how San Francisco all screwed up. So I just want to make a shout out for John Phillips being on the show. I really admire him. I respect him. I respect what he's doing. I respect all of you. I just want to give a shout out to all of you. And I love you all, and let's keep fighting.
We appreciate
God bless,
you.
Magdalena. Thank you.
Thank you very, very
We
much.
love you too, man.
I love
And
you
on
all.
that note, Magdalena, hey, help me ring these in, okay?
I can ring your bell.
I get a ring. Oh my God, I get a ring. Yay.
Ring
There
that
we
bell.
go. We have Barbara in Poway. Barbara, thank you very much for your generous donation. And Norma in King City. King City is, I believe that's up in the Monterey area, is it not?
No, it's Fresno.
A beautiful
Fresno.
place. It's King City and Fresno. Okay, all right. I stand corrected.
Next to the Kings River.
Well, at least you're still standing, Warren.
Norma, thank you very much for your generous donation, and back to you, Mike.
We are blessed. We are blessed to be the voice of the people. Magdalena, thank you very much. We'll be talking to you soon. I'm sure we'll see you on our town hall Wednesday night. Can we go next to Paul from Santa Monica, who has a shocking statement? Paul, you think the Dems might pull something? What do you know?
Hello. Hi, this is Paul. I love your show. I heard recently Rick Grinnell was interviewed. I don't recall who interviewed him, but what was disclosed was that the Dems are actually planning on a pernicious strategy to effectively thwart this recall. And this is what the interviewer said, that they were trying to ask Grinnell if he was ready to throw his hat in, and he wasn't willing to commit. But anyway, what they said was that Newsom could actually drop out, could actually resign, rather, sometime prior to the recall and have his the lieutenant governor fill in, and then Newsom could somehow appoint himself in some other lofty vacant spot, even if somebody somehow. What do you think of that?
It's just hyped up hyperbole. It's this kind of stuff makes the rumor mill go around, and I love Rick Grinnell, and I think we need Rick to answer some questions. Rick, are you going to throw your hat in the ring, or are you going to throw in the towel? Which is it? We love Rick, and everybody wants to know. That's the leading question of the day, right? But as far as Newsom has options, yeah, he does, and the Dems are going to apply all the pressure they can. But I just don't see this governor taking that step. I just don't think it's an option in his mind to resign. He's going to dig his heels in. He's going to fight this thing to the end. That's what he should. And I think that it's going to be, a battle on both sides. And I think that we need to prepare for it. And that's why we're doing what we're doing. Don't worry about those issues. Those are things that we can't control. It would be a victory if we remove him from office one way or another, whether it's by recall or resignation. That would be a victory for us, because then we have, somebody else stepping in. And Eleni Koulanakis is, I hear good things about her, the lieutenant governor. I hear, she's a very intelligent person, very respectable. And, her leadership would be hands down and heads and shoulders above what we currently have. So let your heart not be troubled. And, let's move on and fight the battle that we know lies ahead. And, we'll cross those other bridges when we get to them.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting to note this was started because the Democrats care more about the seat than California. This whole Newsom should resign thing was started by Christina Pelosi, who the name might sound familiar, but by the way, she's not even an elected official. She's Nancy's daughter. So it's out of that same small group of people where they're more worried about the power of the party than they are about the people of California. But we have a very important announcement right now that's a surprise to both my co-hosts. Are you guys ready?
Uh-oh. I don't know. I'm ready.
We found John Phillips. He's on hold now. John?
Hello.
Hello, John. You know,
John, how the hell are you, my
We've
friend?
already put the reservation. We kind of filled up your reservation. We got 5 minutes now. I'm going to let you talk to Randy. Hopefully you'll stick around after break a little bit. John, we understand why you're late, but we don't understand why you're late, John.
Well, I'm in the middle of nowhere.
We have leftovers. They're available. So, John, come on, sit at the table, join us, and join in the conversation. And stick with us until after the break so we can have more of a fruitful conversation with you because you have a lot to say, my friend. I've heard your show, and I'm a fan.
But we got.
So, John, are you by the giant thermometer?
I am just beyond that. I am in between Kelso and State Line right now.
Wow. And you're going to be doing a little gambling?
Hopefully. Well, I'm going to come by and say hi to my money.
That's good because for full disclosure's sake, John and I are very dear friends, and we have actually gone to a lot of casinos together. And I do know that this guy is smooth with behind the machine, and he's also smooth behind the microphone. And John, thank you so much for all the attention that you are giving to this recall effort. You are an amazing ally of this movement. Why is it important for you to have Gavin Newsom removed as governor?
Because the state of California needs to open up for business. Gavin Newsom is the one that shut us down. Gavin Newsom is the one that won't stand up to the teachers' unions and open up campuses for on-campus instruction. Gavin Newsom is the one who won't keep criminals locked up in prison. And Gavin Newsom is the one that won't veto tax increases when the state legislature puts that on his desk. He has got to go. And I don't care what tricks they're planning up their sleeves. I don't care what Christine Pelosi has to say. And by the way, when did Christine Pelosi become the arbiter of all of this? Why not Hunter Biden? But I don't care. I don't care what they come up with. This guy has got to be recalled, and we have to have someone in office who stands up for the people of California.
So how do you think, let me ask you a question. This is really bizarre. How are we doing, John? How are we doing as talk radio show guys?
Well, you guys, as the recall movement, are successful. Your job was to get the signatures to get this on the ballot, and you did what you had to do. Now it's up to the candidates to put their name on the ballot and make the case for why this guy needs to be recalled. It is up to them to put forth a vision for California the people can sign on to.
I know I've appeared on your show a couple times. I was on the show earlier today, and one of the questions that you had asked me forthright was in regards to Caitlyn Jenner's possible candidacy. Why is her possible entry into this race important or not important?
Well, because in a recall election, you get traditional candidates and you get non-traditional candidates. And the traditional candidates will go after Newsom in the usual places. The non-traditional candidates will go after him everywhere else. And this can't be an effort that strictly appeals to the political nuts, the people who follow politics like it's the horse races. It needs to appeal to the Uber driver. It needs to appeal to the small business owner. It needs to appeal to people who don't follow politics day and night. and the non-traditional candidates can take the arguments to those people.
And John, I appreciate you're going to now listen. We're going to go to the end of our first hour here, but we want you to stay tuned for our next segment. We want to bring you back on, and we're going to keep asking you the hard questions. And you don't mind taking maybe a few phone calls?
Absolutely.
John, we appreciate that. I noticed this is Mike Netter. You didn't answer the question about how we're doing as radio hosts.
Yeah, that's what I want to know, John.
I know he kind of avoided that. We'll get to that after the break. We're going to get very slick. You can tell he's a professional. Well, KABC needs to pay their bills. We need to pay ours. We'll talk about that after the break. Friday nights at the French Laundry. Please contribute to recallgavin2020.com. Keep our voice out for the people. It's Friday nights at the French Laundry everywhere throughout California. KABC 790 streaming live. Recallgavin2020.com.
It wasn't me. Eating at the French.
Southern California's undisputed talk leader, KABC, Los Angeles, Orange County, a Cumulus station. Get it right.
KABC News at 8 o'clock. I'm Sharon Reardon. Happy Friday. Indianapolis police are releasing the names of those killed in last night's shooting at a FedEx facility near the airport. The youngest of the victims were two 19-year-olds. The oldest was 74. A total of 8 people were killed. Police say the suspected gunman, 19-year-old Brandon Hull, then killed himself. He had previously worked at the facility and was last employed there in 2020. Still no arraignment for a man accused of mass murder in the city of Orange.
That's because the 44-year-old suspect remains hospitalized, and his lawyer says he is still unable to communicate enough to complete basic court procedures. Officials say he is showing signs of improvement, and it is expected he will eventually be arraigned. The Fullerton man is accused of killing 4 people, including a 9-year-old boy, on March 31st. The shooting rampage ended when the suspect was shot by police. Kevin Tripp, KABC News.
The U.S. is crossing another milestone in the fight against the coronavirus. CDC data shows that more than 202 million doses of the COVID vaccine have been administered as of today. Nearly a quarter of Americans have been fully vaccinated, while roughly 38% have rolled up their sleeves and gotten jabbed at least once. And calling all preteens and teens, the LA County Junior Lifeguard Program is reopening this summer with, of course, you know it, COVID safety protocols.
The summer program teaches life-saving skills and water safety to youth between 9 and 17 years old and is offered at Castaic Lake Recreation Center, Frank G. Bonelli Regional Park, and Santa Fe Dam Recreation Center. Trained, certified lifeguard staff oversee the program, in which kids perform activities including first aid, CPR, and rescue skills. Parks and Rec Director Norma Garcia Gonzalez says participants gain unique experiences and essential water safety knowledge they can use their entire lives. To sign up, log on to reservations.lacounty.gov. Jim Roop, KABC News.
KABC Sports. The Angels take on the Twins tonight at Angel Stadium, and that's sports on the home of the USC Trojans. The markets closed in the green. The Dow gained 164 points. NASDAQ picked up 13, and the S&P 500 gained 15 points. KABC SoCal weather. Clear skies tonight with low clouds and fog rolling in after midnight. Lows in the low to mid 50s. Mostly cloudy in the morning, clearing to sunshine with highs in the low to mid 60s at the beaches, mid to upper 70s for the inland and valley areas. Currently, it's 64 degrees in Placentia, 63 in Pasadena, and it's 62 degrees in Pacoima. Listen for your shot at $25,000, the national keyword in the 25K weekday payday contest, weekdays between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. on 790 KABC. Traffic coming up next, then stay with us for more Friday Night at the French Laundry.
AM 790 KABC.
Part-time job, full-time hustle, all-time Shiro to all of us. Now it's time for you, our Shiro, to stretch for the stars. Get free tips to help boost your retirement savings now at aceyourretirement.org/Shiro.
Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
KABC dependable traffic right now. Just getting rid of this situation. North Hollywood 170 freeway northbound at Roscoe Boulevard, the off-ramp shut down. And this is not because of a crash, but apparently a small brush fire is broken out right next to the off-ramp. The exit is going to be closed for a time. Not too much of a backup on the freeway, but do be advised of that situation if you're heading that way. Lots of slowing 101 freeway southbound from Hollywood to downtown. Earlier, a stalled car 101 southbound past Alvarado. Looks like that's clearing, but traffic remains extra heavily congested out of Hollywood. 5 freeway northbound just before the 60 freeway interchange, a crash. Traffic backing up toward the 710 freeway. That's dependable traffic. I'm Richard Turner, JM 790 KABC.
Hi, I'm Taylor Owen, and I host a podcast called Big Tech. I know you hear a lot about this topic. We've gone from completely ignoring big tech to blaming it for all our problems. The reality is, technology doesn't operate in a vacuum. It's intertwined with our politics, our economies, and our values. It's a big, tangled web, and I'm excited to try and untangle it with you. Subscribe to Big Tech, wherever you get your podcasts.
Smorgasbord of information from RecallGavin2020.com in a tasty, non-caloric, gluten-free bite. It's Friday night at the French Laundry with Chef Oren Heatley, maitre d' Mike Netter, and head cashier Randy Economy.
All the leaves are brown.
Well, welcome back, everybody, to our virtual cuisine of California politics, the main entree being the recall of Gavin Newsom. If you were late the first hour and didn't hear us, you missed us talking about 663, the April 19th date coming up. And like John Phillips, well, you didn't miss him because he's still on the air. John, I want to kill a rumor right now. I understand that you're not running for governor.
That is true. I can confirm that.
Okay, thank you.
But John, we know a lot of people that are thinking about running for governor. And one Oren mentioned at the very top of the show, who is also a close personal friend of yours and a friend of mine, in former Ambassador Rick Grinnell. As well as right now I'm reading the Los Angeles Times, a story that just broke literally an hour ago, and the headline says, Newsom recall gives Antonio Villaraigosa a risky road for a political comeback. Will he take it? And in this article by Dakota Smith, it is all but assured, in my opinion, reading this, that this man, Antonio Villaraigosa, is going to be making a political comeback. What is your opinion on that?
Well, Democrats are hesitant to put their name on the ballot because of two reasons. Cruz Bustamante.
Oh, yeah.
He was the lieutenant governor who ran and lost in the recall and then lost to a Republican for insurance commissioner. So right now, for those in elected office, there's a hesitancy to get involved. However, if you're Antonio Villaraigosa, and you've tried and failed to be governor before, why not try again? I mean, the man tried, 900 times for the California bar, and it didn't work out, and he kept going? This guy has a constitution. He's going to go forward, and I think the California Democratic Party can't force him out. If he wants in, he's going to get in. Same thing with Tom Steyer, who's the environmental sugar daddy. He doesn't depend on the Democratic Party for anything. They depend on his check. So if he decides
Tom Steyer, the Trump of the left.
The Trump of the left, the sugar daddy?
Enviro sugar
John,
daddy.
This campaign needs a sugar daddy.
Well, you know what?
No, Randy, no, we don't.
Okay.
You know what I mean, John?
No,
not that sort of way.
Let me say something. John, we do donations. You know that, right, John? And I want you to help. Oren, I understand, has some orders up. And, John, if you don't know the rhythm of our show, when Oren rings the bell, that means we get to stay on the air. We're almost down to minute by minute, John. Every time the bell rings,
a donor gets
we get
their wings.
another minute. Oren, I understand you have some orders up, and John's going to help you make up something for these people. Talk to us, Oren.
Good Lord.
Once for every
What's
donation
going on?
we got in, folks.
Well, it's John Phillips. Apparently he attracts attention.
Yes, he does. Carlos in Burbank, thank you very much for your generous donation. And we're moving up the screen, going to Paula in Woodland. Paula, thank you again for your donation. I know you guys are weekly donors, and we appreciate that so much. God bless you. And I'm recognizing some of these names coming through as having donated more than once. Kim from Woodland again as well. Thank you so much. And then Christine in Moss Beach. Where is Moss Beach? I don't know.
John, where's Moss Beach?
I do know.
John, do you know?
I thought I was wrong once, but I was mistaken. King City is in Monterey County. Just to correct.
So I was
the
wrong?
record.
Well,
I can tell you, Carol in Los Angeles. Carol in Los Angeles. Thank you so much for your generous donation. And that's what we have for now. We got more cooking in the oven. Thank you, everybody. And God bless. And back to you, Mike.
So, John, I want to make it really clear. I know you're on the way to Vegas. Is that correct?
Right now, I'm in a suburb of Mars.
Of where?
I'm in the middle of nowhere, but go ahead.
That's okay. That's a lot of California. I just want to be clear that John is not going, and correct me if I'm wrong, John, to place a bet on the over-under on Gavin getting kicked out of office. That's another rumor I want to quash. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, I just want to know how Anthony Rendon is betting.
I don't know, but you can legally go to the couple sports betting shops in Vegas, and you can actually place a bet on the recall now, John. So would you please find the sports book, and I will give you $100 when you come home.
He's kidding.
He's kidding. I'm not kidding. Well, okay. Can we do this? We don't have legalized gambling in California.
Yeah, well, you can't do that from our. We are not allowed to.
It's just John and I sitting. It's just John and I here talking like two friends.
There you go.
With 50,000 watts
wait a minute.
out of my cell phone.
What if I have OJ lay the bet down?
Well, there you go.
There you go. And just for the record, folks, we don't allow betting from any of our executive staff or against the recall. Okay.
Hey, Oren, you owe me $20 for the bet for last week. I mean, I'm not supposed to say it on the air. No.
Okay. All kidding aside, there is no betting going on with this team.
So, Oren, as you can tell, John, is an retired police officer.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I know. You can't
like
call
those
him ex.
slanderous terms.
John, there's a lot of people listening to our show tonight, at least two, that probably don't know when your show is. Randy does. But what time is your show on KABC?
I am on noon to 3 in between Larry O'Connor and Ben Shapiro weekdays right here on AM 790 KABC.
It's too bad I'm always busy during those hours, John, but apparently a lot of people do listen and like your show.
Not enough.
I think we should do a mega event with John Phillips and Orrin Heatley, Randy Economy, and Mike Netter, and Larry O'Connor, and we just do a big blowout with like a KABC a marathon, telethon. All money goes to the recall.
Bring it back, Ron, to share up all night, huh?
Yeah. Hey, why not? You're going to be in Vegas. You might as well be here, John, doing something. Listen, we appreciate you coming on, your perspective every day. Give us some more, if you could do this, serious words of wisdom. We get asked all the time about some of the main reasons. If you were to pick, a reporter from the LA Times asked me today, he said, can you pick 3 main things, basically, why you think Gavin should be recalled? I was highly insulted. Only 3. But I'm going to give you the same opportunity in the next couple of minutes, John. What would you say are the 3, if you had to pick 3, if you were put on the spot like I was today in that Times interview, what 3 things would you pick?
Well, the LA Times is absolutely clueless. They think this is about abortion or this is about drilling for oil or any number of things that it's not about. The reason Gavin Newsom has failed the people of California is he has shut down our economy. California needs to be open for business. Schools need to be open for on-campus instruction, and criminals need to be locked up in prison. If they needed to distill it down to 3 subjects, 3 issues where he has failed us repeatedly, those would be at the top of the list.
That's the only 3 you got, but I'll take them.
No, you told me to narrow it down to 3.
I was kidding you, my friend. It just,
I could drive to Utah and talk about it the whole way there.
The reality is there are lots of reasons to recall Gavin Newsom, right? And I think the biggest one, when you talk things that affect us for a generation, I'm just going to pick on the one you talked about schools, because I'm really glad my kids are in their 20s, because this is affecting an entire generation of kids. I mean, it's just appalling that he's falling. Basically, the unions say, we don't want to go back. And he's like, all right, we'll pay you anyway. Right?
Well, and look, the instruction is absolutely priceless, but it's beyond that. You know, that eye issues, if children have, vision problems, teachers are usually the ones that point it out. If they have hearing problems, teachers are the ones that point it out. If they're being sexually abused, teachers are the ones that find out. If there's something psychologically wrong with them and they need to talk to someone, teachers figure that out. It affects every aspect of society. Children need to be in school. They need athletics. They need to be around other adults. They need to be around other children. And denying them, that is cruel.
And I think that's really, to me, the worst part of the lockdown. Businesses are bad. Churches are bad. Adults will get over it. Kids won't. John, thank you very much for coming on tonight. We'll be listening to your show at 12 to 3. And everybody remember, John Phillips is out of town. John, thanks a lot.
Thanks for having me.
Everybody, it's Friday nights at the French Laundry. Remember, call us at Orrin 1-800-222-5222. Friday nights at the French Laundry is your voice up and down California and throughout the country for reasons to keep your rights and why we need a new government in this state, starting with Gavin Newsom. KABC Radio, Friday nights at the French Laundry, sponsored. Contribute to recallgavin2020.com. After the break, let your Orrin ring the bell.
It wasn't me. You even had the clam chowder. It wasn't me. So we got you on camera.
KABC, dependable traffic right now. East LA 5 freeway northbound around Soto Street. Accident still in the tending stages, right side of the freeway affected. And traffic extra heavily congested from the 710 freeway interchange. Looks like wrap-up stages, but again, a little pinch of extra slow going there. 14 freeway northbound past Via Princesa in Canyon Country. Crashed there a little bit earlier, and it looks like right side of the freeway still affected as traffic's extra slow in spots. 14 northbound coming away from the 5 freeway interchange. 101 freeway southbound from Santa Monica Boulevard in Hollywood toward the downtown district, a real severe Friday jam, in part because of an earlier stall. And that's dependable traffic. I'm Richard Turnage, AM 790 KABC.
Introducing touch-free payments from PayPal, a safe way for your customers to pay. Simply download the PayPal app and display your own unique QR code for your customers to scan. Whether you're a market seller,
I'll take 2 tomatoes and a cucumber,
poodle pamperer, piano tuner, or plumber, signing up to accept touch-free payments for your business is easy. Touch-free QR code payments. Shop safe with PayPal.
ESG commitments are here for good, for a cleaner environment, for more sustainable and equitable businesses. Auditors enhance trust in ESG reporting, building reliability in ESG information. ESG reporting is here for good.
Are you one of those people who thinks it's okay to drive stoned? I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You end up driving below the speed limit? It's no big deal, right? Wrong. The truth is, your reaction times slow way down when you're high. You not only put yourself in danger, but everyone around you. Talk about a buzzkill. Stop kidding yourself. It's not okay to drive high. If you've been using marijuana in any form, do not get behind the wheel. If you feel different, you drive different. Drive high, get a DUI. Paid for by NHTSA.
What's next?
Robert Morris University is here to make sure you don't miss a beat. We make it easier and more affordable than ever to get the education you need for the future you want, with new flexible learning options, professionally focused programs, and innovations like our Public Price Match Plus program. If you're serious about what's next, apply today for free at rmu.edu. Robert Morris University. Get ready.
Fighting the liberal establishment for you. The Armstrong and Getty Show, mornings 6 to 10 on AM 790 KABC. You've only had an appetizer. This is your Friday night at the French Laundry with Chef Orrin Heatley, maitre d' Mike Netter, and head cashier Randy Economy.
Welcome back, everybody, to our virtual restaurant, a California cuisine about politics. We've got a couple callers I want to get to, but Orrin, I know you're always worried about legalities, and you're going to ring the bell. Go ahead, Orrin. Call out why you're ringing the bell. Tell us what is in store. Why the order's up.
I'm ringing the bell because Ellen, who is a staunch supporter of the recall, who has given more of her time, money, blood, sweat, and tears with this effort than I could ever imagine. She's one of our regional managers, and if there was a way to prevent anybody from donating cash, money, I would say that she has given her all, and she has nothing left that she should give or needs to give, because God bless her. She's done so much to help move this ball closer to the goal line, and I just have so much appreciation and gratitude for her and so many other people like her that have devoted their lives over the last year to help get this thing done. And I would love nothing more than to have Ellen as a guest speaker on our show in the near future. So, Ellen, I'm extending the invitation to you, and I hope you take us up on it, because I'd like to have some more of our volunteers represented. We can discuss some of the things that, we've gone through, some of the experiences we've had, the frustrations and the, things that are near and dear to our hearts, and bring it home, because I really think that, input from the people of California is what this is all about, and that's why it's so important that we succeed in what we do. Thank you again, Ellen. It's always, everything you've done has been extremely generous, and you've given of your time and your spirit and your heart and soul, as a lot of people have. And moving back to you, Mike.
Fabulous, also fabulous hospitality when you're up in your area, Ellen. Before we go to a couple callers that we got, Orrin, I got kind of and Randy, the political pirate, I have a technical question for you guys.
And legality.
Okay. A legal question here. Because Orrin's always worried we're going to get into trouble, we could be doing something wrong, we are fully transparent. But no.
You have to be mindful.
Hold on, Orrin. So Don Parada, who threatened us with legal action. Hear me out. Hear the whole thing here. He said, our committee will pay for the cost of making copies. Is that considered an in-kind donation, Orrin?
No.
I'm kidding, dude.
Yeah, I know. I hear you.
So the reality is, Don, you can't do that. And that would look really weird, wouldn't it, Don? Just be clear what you said. One, we don't do anything illegal.
It'd be like buying a bag of crack, because it's not lawful for us to possess
not only that, Don, let's just say, now hold on one second. Even if we offered to make the copies for Don, I want you to think about this, Orrin. Let's pretend we said, and we're not doing this because it's illegal, but we said, Don, we're going to make 2 million copies for you at $1 a piece. That would make one of Gavin Newsom's Stop the Steal recalls one of our top donors, Orrin. That would be kind of weird.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's totally weird.
So, again, another mistake by the other side. Let's go to Antello from Long Beach, who wants Newsom out of there. Line 1. Can you tell us?
It's Antonella. How you guys
Antonella, good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm artistic as well at the same time. I have high functioning, but I really don't like Governor Newsom. He's doing a lot of bad things for people who have mentally because of autism support. There's been a lot of suicide. There's been more suicide than this COVID nonsense. And the reason why I don't want, and there's many reasons I don't want him to be in office, is the price is going up. He's making prisoners get out of prisons, and the mask and the vaccination crap. And there's many things that he's doing wrong. He's just screwing the economy. I know quite a few small businesses that need to survive, and they're out permanently. He screwed everything up. I just want him out of here. I mean, every time I look at him, I want to throw up.
Yeah.
It's like every time he talks. I'm sorry. I'm telling the truth.
That's okay. We feel your pain.
It's horrible. Every time he talks, it's lies. Like, come on, enough. He always goes on 12 o'clock every day talking all this BS. I don't want to hear it. I mean, it's all BS anyway. It's like, really? All these restrictions and these rules, it's ridiculous.
It is. He likes to hear himself talk, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. And you know, I have high functioning autism, and I can't wear that stupid mask. I mean, come on. I mean, he wants 2 masks now? I mean, I can't even barely breathe one, let alone 2. What is it, guy nuts?
I think he might be. I guess all the masks are not usually in Texas. They've shipped to us. Let's go next to Susan from Los Angeles. Susan, you say, I think no public record. Talk to us. Susan, how you doing tonight?
Hi. You know, I think that some people might want to donate, but they might be afraid of the public record, like if they donated to a Republican candidate. And I know that you guys, there's no record when you donate to Recall Gavin, because I checked it out last weekend when I made my donation. And I just wonder if people that are listening realize that, because I think maybe more people would donate if they didn't know that if they have the same paranoia with their career and such as I do, that I don't want a paper trail for certain things.
Unfortunately, or better or worse, Susan, because we're transparent in a political pact, that's the law. And you've got a really good point that's been a little bit of our theme. Isn't it kind of sad that you can't donate to what you want and you've got to be afraid of it?
It's really sad.
And it's not like, the reality is, as a public pact, Democratic or Republican, we've got this comment a lot of the time, you know, it's a matter of public record. We are a legal, transparent PAC. You never hear us call out people's last names, but, you know, that's the reality of it. And we're encouraging Californians, and I think that's the scary part, don't you think, Susan, of 663, that now they want a record of who signed a recall? Isn't that weirder yet? Even if you don't donate, they want to make sure they know who you are?
It is scary. It's very scary. It's kind of like we're getting into like a police state.
Yeah.
And I'm not super conservative, but I don't like Gavin, and I am more of a middle-of-the-road person. But I think it's getting really scary.
And not only is it getting scary, the only alternative we have and the only vehicle we have right now in California is the recall to make change. And I'm talking institutional change and historic change. And I know that Oren likes to always talk about the magnitude of people, and so does Mike, and it's absolutely true. If it wasn't for people like you in Long Beach and other places throughout California who have put their heart and soul into helping get this thing on the ballot, I don't know where we would be as a state. I can't even imagine if we didn't have this recall right now, just how bad of a shape we would be in, and how long of a lockdown would we still be in.
It is.
Exactly. I mean, he totally transformed how he interacts since you guys got all the signatures and he knows it's going to be on the ballot. The way he is behaving now is totally different. It's totally reactive as far as I'm concerned.
Susan, thank you very much. We got about 2 minutes to break. I see we have Ann from Newport Beach. Ann, do you want to go on the air for a couple minutes here? I think you're one of our friends.
I think I am too. How are you guys doing tonight?
We're fired up, ready to go. But what else is new, Ann?
Well, what have you covered so far? I haven't been able to listen. Have you discussed what's happening next week and what kind of schedule we have?
We have so far. We've discussed the 19th.
Well, actually, we talked about SB 663 and my testimony at the Capitol on Tuesday. But what do you got cooking? This is the Friday nights at the French Laundry. So
yeah. Well, I didn't go to the French Laundry, but I met with a lot of good people down in San Diego who are ready and willing to volunteer and help us raise money for the effort. We also very happy that we were able to start the ball rolling on supporting your effort, Warren, on 663, because as we all know, it's unconstitutional both in the U.S. Constitution, the California Constitution, and a lot of election codes. What they're proposing here, it's just another example of how they feel that they're above the law. And what's really hysterical is that Senator Don Parada actually was Senate pro tem at the time that Prop 59 constitutionalized the privacy of ballot signatures. And here he is asking us to disclose that information that he knows darn well we're not allowed by law to compile or keep. So, let alone the Xerox copies that he's looking for. So I just want to congratulate you guys. And Orrin, you looked great and sounded great on the floor up there, and in the committee. And Mike, what have you been up to today?
Well, I've been up to today meeting with a person to a possible poll. And you want to stick around after the break a little bit? We've got a hard break to roll to here in 1 second.
Sure do, buddy.
Okay, we'll stick around. We'll hear more from you a little bit. Because it's Friday nights at the French Laundry. We're coming up at 8:30. 1-800-222-5222. Make Orrin ring the bell. We've got a guest coming up. KABC, all over California, all over the country, streaming live.
How could I forget that I had Bandolindo gatherings?
AM 790.
KABC. KABC News at 8:30. I'm Sharon Reardon. Good evening. President Biden says the U.S. and Japan are forming a new working partnership to deal with the challenges of the 21st century. The partnership, called CORE, will focus on health security and a new preparedness to deal with any future pandemics. The Los Angeles Police Department has lost another veteran officer.
The department says a 31-year veteran of the LAPD died of COVID-19 complications. He becomes the department's 7th sworn employee to die of the virus. Sergeant Anthony White, who had worked for the LAPD since 1990, died on Thursday. Kevin Tripp, KABC News.
More Californians are heading back to work. The Employment Development Agency reports the statewide jobless numbers have fallen 0.2% to 8.3%. Most of the gains have been in leisure, hospitality, and education. KABC Sports, the Kings games tonight and Sunday against the Avalanche in Colorado have been postponed due to a third Avalanche player entering the NHL's COVID-19 protocols. The Kings are set to return to Staples Center Tuesday with fans in the stands for the first time since the pandemic began for a game against the Ducks. And that's sports on the home of the USC Trojans. The markets closed up. The Dow gained 164. NASDAQ picked up 13 and the S&P 500 gained 15 points. KABC SoCal weather. Clear skies for now. Low clouds and fog rolling in after midnight. Lows in the low to mid 50s. Mostly cloudy in the morning, clearing to sunshine with highs in the low to mid 60s at the beaches, mid to upper 70s for the inland and valley areas. Currently, it's 62 degrees in Orange, 60 in Encino, and it's 58 degrees in El Segundo. The 25K weekday payday is back on 790 KABC. Listen every hour weekdays between 8 a.m. and 5:30 for your shot at $100 and possibly $25,000 right here on 790 KABC. Traffic coming up next, then more Friday night at the French Laundry.
KABC dependable traffic right now on the 5 freeway northbound near Soto Street in East Los Angeles. Earlier crash, and it looks like that's now finally in the wrap-up stages. You may still see a little bit of extra slow going though. Northbound 5 as you make your way from the 710 freeway interchange. 101 freeway westbound at Tampa Avenue, earlier stall in the carpool lane. Watch your step there. And on the 170 freeway northbound at Roscoe Boulevard, ramp's been shut down. A small brush fire right next to the Roscoe exit is the reason for the closure there, with CHP assisting firefighters. And that's dependable traffic. I'm Richard Turnage, AM 790 KABC.
The 60-volt FlexForce power system from Toro. You've got the most powerful battery in its class. You've got a full line of interchangeable battery-powered tools, including the #1 mowers and snow blowers in America, plus trimmers, leaf blowers, hedgers, chainsaws, and more. All of them unbeatable. You got the ability to finish everything without sacrificing anything. You got 60 volts of power without compromise. Visit Toro.com/FlexForce.
Introducing touch-free payments from PayPal, a safe way for your customers to pay. Simply download the PayPal app and display your own unique QR code for your customers to scan. Whether you're a market seller,
I'll take 2 tomatoes and a cucumber.
poodle pamperer, piano tuner, or plumber, signing up to accept touch-free payments for your business is easy. Touch-free QR code payments. Shop safe with PayPal.
Project Shine and Volunteer Match.
Never let your light shine down.
Give what matters most. Your time, effort, and love as a volunteer in the community.
Go to KABC.com now to connect with Project Shine. It's Friday night at the French Laundry. On the menu tonight, a better California with executive chef Orrin Heatley, maitre d' Mike Netter, and the wise cashier Randy Economy.
Welcome back to our restaurant, a virtual cuisine about California politics. That main entree being the recall of Gavin, whether you like it or not, as he's going to find out Monday. And before we roll to the next guest, tell us what you're doing next week. I know you'll be sitting by your computer probably Monday night, right?
No, I was meeting with some donors and some volunteer and coalition people in San Diego, and spent most of the day raising money, pretty much. And that's my life, as you know.
Yes, it is.
That's not easy to do in this climate.
No.
And
I spent half the day talking to Orrin. No, I just.
Well, Ann, first off, I want my sincerest condolences on that. Okay? I'm just kidding.
Hey, Ann, I want to get your reaction to something. This is Randy. How you doing? How you doing, girlfriend?
Good.
Hey, listen, I got a question for you. So today I'm reading the LA Times today, and this Stuart Resnick, who's a billionaire, who is the owner of Fiji Water, has donated $250,000 to the slush fund that the California Democratic Party has put against the recall, and it's Linda and Stuart Resnick, $250,000, and then you have the Professional Engineers of California. They put in $250,000. And then there's Carrie and Carla Kimball. They put in $100,000. So I mean, just those three donors alone, that's like $750,000. And how do we?
It's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. And the Democrat Party put in $600,000. So
so that's like $1.3 million just to those four donors, and they're saying they're worried about us and our special interest.
Well, that's right, and the Resnicks are probably the largest ag producers in the country, possibly the world. They've got Fiji Water, they've got Justin Vineyards, they've got pistachios, they've got those little tangerines we all love, the little cuties. They've probably the largest users of water in the entire state. I think San Francisco and LA combined possibly, I think was a statistic we all saw. They're great philanthropists. They do a lot for their different communities that they do business in and live in. But boy, that's a lot of eggs in one basket as far as special interest is concerned in the valley for sure. And on water, I'd say heading into a drought. That sounds pretty ominous to me. What do you think?
I think it's
business as usual.
It's expensive water, too. And let's face it, God bless you for all the money you're raising and everything you do for the recall, because we certainly are. We may or may not outraise them, but we are going to outwit them. And I've said that a number of times, that the people of California, in my opinion, will be victorious simply because with just the money that we have, that Ann's raising, that we're doing out there, we will get to continue to get the word out. That's why you have to help us by contributing. And we've got
Hey, Mike, if I could, there's a lot of people out there who may not know exactly who we're talking with on the phone right now.
That's
Who
right.
we have on the line is Ann Dunsmore. Ann is with Rescue California, and it's rescuecalifornia.org. Ann has done more than many people to help push this ball closer to the goal line, to help bring in. They've done a substantial contribution as far as bringing in signatures through direct mailers and paid circulation and things like that. They are the only other group that has had a significant and substantial impact on the success of this recall. And they're the only ones who I would endorse or support going out there and moving forward. There are other people who are riding on the coattails of this recall, and they're sending out letters and emailers, and they're asking for donations, and they're soliciting funds, but they've really done nothing substantial to help make this happen. And, you know, Ann's group, rescuecalifornia.org, our group, recallgavin2020.com, we count on your donations, and we want your donations to count, so we want to make sure that you give to the proper team, the proper authority on the recall. And that's our group. First and foremost, I want to put it out there that, you know, of course, we need your donations. We are on a shoestring budget right now. But both Ann's group and our group have depleted all of our resources to get this to the point where it is now. We have some upcoming legal battles that we're going to have to fight. We're going to fight them, you know, hand in glove, tooth and nail, and we're going to fight them together. But we both groups need substantial donations, support.
Yeah, I want to just
to fight those legal battles.
Thank you so much for all of that, and I don't want to look. I want to make one tiny correction that I don't know, I can't remember if it was Mike or Randy saying, you know, this is we got to get the word out there. The word's already out. What you guys have done a miraculous job at is being a presence on the ground that's clearly gotten under the governor's skin. Clearly, it's a citizen movement that you have managed and at the same time given the people the freedom to voice their concerns from all walks, not their concerns, their absolute distress over the direction the state has taken from the golden days not too long ago. They've managed to turn it around very quickly and not in a good way. So what you guys have juggled is more than most elected officials have been able to do. You've taken nonpartisan, libertarian, Republicans, Democrats, Hispanics, Asians, people from Northern California versus Southern California, students, retired people, and you've gotten them all on the same page, and you marched it down to the finish line. We were glad to help. I hope everybody listening understands that we're Californians first, regardless of party, that we are working together very well, and we plan on taking this right down to the finish line and pass it through, whether this guy manipulates the system or not. So more power to you. The hats off to all your volunteers and your managers and to you guys. Good job.
Ann, thank you very much. Remember, at the beginning of every show, we got to roll to our gesture. Thank you, Ann. Fired up, ready to go. Ann,
give her a free cocktail. Give her a free cocktail or a free dessert.
And we should have you on for a full segment one Friday night. We'd like to have you call in, and that way I'll be less surprised. I can let you tell us more about Rescue California. It's very important you understand that we work in tandem to change California. And thank you very much. Remember, you hear about them with the disclaimer that we have on every show. I'm going to go ahead. I got 2 minutes left here. I want to introduce our guest, and then I'm going to give him some time in the second segment. We have Sam Paredes on the phone. We have Bianca on hold. We're going to try to get to everybody in the little time that we have left. Sam, say hi and tell us a little bit about yourself before I cut you off.
It's a pleasure to be with you, and I am so proud of everything that you folks have done. We started doing it in 1975 on the issue of guns. Gun Owners California, the oldest pro-gun political action committee in California, under the leadership of now deceased Senator H.L. Richardson from Arcadia. And we have been fighting for gun rights here in the state of California. And you guys have taken, whether you know it or not, the formula that he developed in order to bring this issue to the head, the effort to overturn California for the people and get rid of tyrannical leadership from people like Gavin Newsom. So I am so happy to be with you guys, and thank you so much for what you've done. We're fighting in the courts, from the Supreme Court, appellate courts around the country, and here in California, even in state courts. We're fighting at the legislature, which, as you can imagine, is a tough job. And we're fighting in elections to get people who believe in the Second Amendment, who believe in freedom and liberty. And we are so excited about the things that you guys have done.
We appreciate that, Sam. And, we talk about there's a lot of people on both sides of the issue here. We're coming to a break. I want to hold you on after the break. Sorry, we're running a little bit behind tonight. But I want you to tell us a little about your organization after the break. And I want you to tell us about, simply emphasize again, that we have rights as citizens. Just that we have rights, and that's a lot of what gun ownership is about. We're going to roll the break right now. It's Friday Nights at the French Laundry, sponsored by Recall, Gavin2020.com. Remember, we need your donations. We need to stay on the air. It's KABC, Friday Nights at the French Laundry, all over California, throughout the country. Back with more Sam and the end of the show next.
How any violation might kill a grandma, while you do what you want, even pardon in-laws. Mr. Mayor, how would you prefer your foie gras?
KABC, dependable traffic. Right now, on the 14 freeway northbound past Via Princesa in Canyon Country, a crash finally clearing. We got the all clear from CHP a bit ago. But right side of the freeway had been affected for a time. You may still see off and on slow going coming away from the 5 freeway. As a result, 101 freeway southbound on this Friday evening, still a big jam as you make your way from the Hollywood area from about Santa Monica Boulevard toward the 4 level, in part because of an earlier stall. 5 freeway northbound, right around Soto Street, East LA, crash clearing. Could still see extra slow going there from the 710 freeway. That's dependable traffic. I'm Richard Turnage, AM 790 KABC.
Are you one of those people who thinks it's okay to drive stoned? I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You end up driving below the speed limit? It's no big deal, right? Wrong. The truth is, your reaction times slow way down when you're high. You not only put yourself in danger, but everyone around you. Talk about a buzzkill. Stop kidding yourself. It's not okay to drive high. If you've been using marijuana in any form, do not get behind the wheel. If you feel different, you drive different. Drive high, get a DUI. Paid for by NHTSA.
Introducing touch-free payments from PayPal, a safe way for your customers to pay. Simply download the PayPal app and display your own unique QR code for your customers to scan. Whether you're a market seller,
I'll take 2 tomatoes and a cucumber.
poodle pamperer, piano tuner, or plumber, signing up to accept touch-free payments for your business is easy. Touch-free QR code payments. Shop safe with PayPal.
Armstrong and Getty here. Don't we all love home delivery? How about Cinch.com? They'll deliver your propane tank to your home, and new customers get their first tank exchange for just $10.
Yeah, you can exchange any brand of tank. You just choose the delivery date. They handle the rest. Limited time offer restrictions apply. Visit Cinch.com/offer for details, but just go to Cinch.com, CYNCH, Cinch.com, and use the promo code KABC.
No commitment, no subscription. Just go to Cinch.com and remember that code KABC.
Rolling up our sleeves to get things done. That's what we do in Santa Clara County.
The COVID vaccine is a great example. It's a safe, effective way to protect yourself and others. And it's free. So roll up your sleeve against COVID-19. At Santa Clara Family Health Plan, we hope you'll get the shot to keep everyone healthy. Learn more at www.scfhp.com/COVIDvax. That's www.scfhp.com/COVIDVAX.
The 25K weekday payday on AM 790 KABC is back. Listen for the national keyword between 8 and 6 for your shot at $100 and possibly much more. 25,000 more. Full rules at KABC.com. You've only had an appetizer. This is your Friday night at the French Laundry with Chef Oren Heatley, maitre d' Mike Netter, and head cashier Randy Economy.
Welcome back to Friday Nights at the French Laundry. We're going to pack a lot into our last 11 minutes here. We've got Sam on from Gun Owners of California. Sam, you know, I've been reading your bio, and I find this hard to believe. Okay, I believe that you work for 2 governors. I believe you work, but it says here you've been interviewed by virtually every California news outlet. Are you telling me there's not a single news outlet that missed interviewing you over the years?
I'm telling you, man, everything from little dinky towns, little radio stations, TV stations, Al Jazeera, CNN, ABC, World News Tonight, Fox News, everybody. And I have finally topped it off by being interviewed by you guys. So I'm very grateful to be speaking with you guys and sharing the news of freedom and liberty and what people can do to fight for their rights. So I'm the go-to guy for news on the gun issue in the state of California. And I'm proud of that and willing to talk to anybody who wants to talk about the Second Amendment and the rights that Californians have.
Yeah, and I think that's real important to understand here. We're talking about rights that we have as individuals that the California government continues to erode away. We're not talking about abuse of any of these rights, the First Amendment, Second Amendment, the Third. We're talking about simply keeping the rights that we have, right, Sam? Sam, how do people find your organization and find you?
Super simple. If you want to be armed and informed, go to gunownersca.com, GUNOWNERSCA.com, and you will be informed on everything that's going on at the Capitol, in the courts, and in the elections. We covered, that's all we do. That's all we focus on is on fighting in the real battles to protect Californians' right to keep and bear arms.
Warren, do you have any questions for Sam here? Or things you want to comment on?
Sam, I just really appreciate you coming on and joining us. I think it's really important. You know, give your website one more time for the audience. I know our time's limited right now, but, it's an important thing that you're doing. I'm sure that we're going to cross paths down at the Capitol on occasion, and look forward to meeting you.
Well, it's gunownersca.com. You can Google gun owners. I hate to say Google. You can go on the internet and ask for Gun Owners of California, GUNOWNERSCA.com, and you will go to our website. You'll get all of the information that you need. And you guys, when this thing comes to fruition, I hope that all of you guys are on the new governor's staff so that we can work together to fight the legislature, the Senate, and the Assembly that is hell-bent on stripping us of rights that our founding fathers said we had before we were a country, that the Constitution enumerated in order to protect those rights. And I look forward to working with you guys. I am so proud of the effort that you guys are doing, and I look to be a part of your team from now into the future.
Hey, Sam, this is Sam. God bless. Yeah, Sam, this is Randy. One thing I just want to let you know is the amount of people who stood in front of gun shops and target practice ranges and things like that during the past 7 months to collect signatures was enormous. And I think that's emblematic of where people are right now in California. and I don't think anybody ever turned us down who was in front of a gun shop or a practice target range. Anybody, I think when history is told, we will realize that this has been a battle of good versus evil, and I think that the good guys are on top of this, and I look at you as one of the best.
Well, you are wonderful, and you are absolutely right. In California, since COVID, since the election, since the tyranny that we have seen under Gavin Newsom, we have seen hundreds of thousands of new gun owners in the state of California, and they are realizing that their rights, they used to think that, hey, we thought there was gun control. We thought that everything was covered. And when they go to the gun store to buy their first gun, they say, "What do you mean I have to wait for a 10-day waiting period? What do you mean I have a background check? What do you mean I have to prove that I can safely operate this gun?" I thought that none of this existed. They've been telling me that there are loopholes all the way through the law, and in fact, we have all of these tyrannical laws that only affect law-abiding citizens. They do not affect criminals in any way. With all of the recent shootings that we've seen, they should not have happened because we have had laws that should have prevented all those things.
Sam,
the fact of the matter is that these laws won't affect us.
I want to have you back on when we and talk more in depth about those. I appreciate you. We got one more caller, a special one on the line. Appreciate it. You are great. We want to have you more on the film. Everybody, remember, go to Sam's website. Again, Sam, one more time.
GunOwnersCA.com, GUNOWNERSCA.com, and I look forward to being with you guys again.
We look forward to having you back. We're going to have you and Topo on the same show. We're going to roll from that to, got about 2 minutes for Bianca from San Francisco, the liberal for the recall. And just as Ann Dunsmore said before, the recall, folks, covers everybody. LA Times, if you're listening out there, understand everybody is involved in the recall. Bianca, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing great, guys. It's so nice to be back. Bianca Von Krieg here. And just a shout out to the last guy, Sam, I believe it was.
It was.
I think it's so great because, what's the point of teaching kids the Constitution if you're just going to poop on the Second Amendment? That's no good. That's not happening. So I am a Bernie-crat. I'm a socialist Democrat. But just like Bernie, we support the Second Amendment because that is so key to protecting us from threats, foreign and domestic. And so, yeah, it's great to be back on again. And, listeners of the show, Los Angeles, you are very, very privileged to hear tonight from our very, very secret weapon, Ann Dunsmore. She is
she's not a secret anymore.
Yeah, thanks. Now you told everybody about her.
Thanks, Bianca.
Yeah, she's our ICBM, right?
That's right.
She is so good. And,
that is a great way to put it.
You guys are jumbling. What's going on back there?
She just can't stand not getting a word in edgewise with you, Bianca.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I just want to say there's some great nuggets that we've captured of Ann's, reproachment of Newsom's team on my YouTube channel. Just search go to YouTube, search Bianca for San Francisco, and it's got like 3 1-minute bites of her taking those fools to town. And the one that really grinds my gears the most is when one of their senior recall strategy advisors openly threatens Democratic contenders with career execution.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? Bianca, we've got about 2 minutes left. I look forward to you calling in almost every week if you want to. You are a star. And thank you for all your stuff. We're coming to the hard end of our show here. I want to say we appreciate everything that you do for the recall. Thanks for giving a shout out to Anna, and hopefully you'll call in next week.
I just have one thing to say, Bianca. The more I get to know you, the more I like Bernie Sanders. You know what? I was never.
We're out of time. We gotta go. No, I'm kidding.
No, let me say that. That's what I'm trying to do here. That's what I've been saying in all the speeches, guys, is that they've been trying to divide us for years and decades. And I'm saying we have more in common than you can even imagine. And that's the thing. They've been trying to divide us with ridiculous things like race and abortion and immigration and all this other crap. But the thing is, it just comes down to people who are in need and people who need to be served and respected.
Absolutely.
And that's all of us.
Bianca, thank you very much. You have amazing. We're actually literally, the show's going to come to a dead thud if I'm not careful here. Okay? Everybody, Orrin, you've got one ring, 30 seconds to tell us who the donor is.
You know what? We have Valerie from Playa Vista. Valerie, thank you so much for your donation, and I'm reaching out for the bell right now.
Okay.
God bless you.
Randy, we're literally winding down to the end of the show. Thank you, Political Pirate, for everything that you do. Randy, give us an Ivy Gar. No, come on. Ivy Gar. Everybody out there, remember this. Gavin Newsom wants to shut you down. Recall Gavin2020.com. Friday nights at the French Laundry. We're back next week.